What if I told you that everything you were taught about building a profitable business is only half the truth? And the missing half, it's been buried in a 2,000-year-old playbook. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The one building a business, chasing revenue, measuring success in margins. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say will either free you or haunt you. Profit is real. Profit is necessary. But here's what nobody puts in the business school curriculum. Profit without purpose is just a very expensive hamster wheel. Somewhere between the spreadsheets and the sales funnels, we lost something ancient, something that actually made businesses last. And it wasn't a better marketing strategy. So ask yourself, honestly, what is your business actually for? Not what it sells, not what it earns. What is it for? Rome built the greatest trade empire the ancient world had ever seen. Ships, routes, markets, currency, the whole system. And then, in one of history's great plot twists, it collapsed. Roman merchants were brilliant at extracting profit. They were terrible at sustaining purpose. When the people stopped believing in what Rome stood for, commerce followed, right off the cliff. This is not ancient history. This is your business in 5 years if you're only asking, how do we make more? And never asking, why are we here? A profit-only business optimizes for transactions. And eventually, customers feel it. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to your discount code. Remove the code, and they vanish. There's a kind of loneliness that comes from business success without meaning. You hit your targets. You hit your revenue. And you sit in a very expensive room, wondering why it feels empty. Look at the graveyard of great profit machines. The East India Company, Standard Oil, Enron, all had extraordinary profits. All had no mission worth following. All are gone. When the only thing sitting at the center of your business is a number, a target, a figure, then everyone in the room is serving the number. Not each other, not the customer, not the world. Most business plans have a blank space where the mission should be. They dress it up in corporate language, synergize value for stakeholders, but there's nothing there. Nothing that moves anyone. A business rooted only in money grows fast and falls fast. Because money is shallow soil. It can't hold you in a storm. And storms will come. They always do. And if you're watching this right now, and you feel that slight discomfort in your chest, good. That's your conscience doing its job. Don't silence it. Listen. Here is the plot twist. Are you ready? The most effective business model in human history was never invented by a CEO. It was practiced by missionaries. Yes, I said missionaries. A missionary enters a community not to extract from it, but to serve it, understand it, build within it. Sound familiar? That's also exactly what every great business founder does. Paul of Tarsus made tents, not because he couldn't preach, but because he understood that provision and purpose must walk together. He funded his mission through craft. He is history's first documented mission entrepreneur. For centuries, mission routes and trade routes were the same roads. The people who brought the gospel also built wells, schools, hospitals, and markets. Mission is commerce with a conscience. What would your business look like if you treated every customer as a community member, not a revenue unit? What would change in how you sell, serve, and speak? William Wilberforce ran one of the most effective social enterprises in history. He wasn't just a politician. He was a mission-driven entrepreneur of justice. He changed an empire because he refused to separate profit from purpose. The Quakers, yes, the quiet ones in the plain hats, built some of Britain's most enduring businesses. Cadbury, Barclays, Lloyd's. Why? Because their faith demanded they serve customers fairly. Mission drove margin. Jesus himself never avoided the marketplace. He healed there. He taught there. He turned over tables there because commerce is a moral space and it matters deeply to God what we do in it. Mission without money. You become a charity that can't survive. Money without mission. You become a machine that shouldn't. The combination of both? That is a legacy business. One candle. That's all it takes. One business in one city, run by one person with one clear mission, and the darkness around it begins to retreat. Don't underestimate your light. Nehemiah had a mission: rebuild Jerusalem. But read the book carefully. He was also a project manager, a supply chain coordinator, a security director, and a community mobilizer. Mission demands execution. Joseph ran Egypt's food distribution system during a 7-year famine and saved multiple nations. He didn't ask for credit. He asked, "What does this moment require of me?" That is the missionary mindset in business. Lydia sold purple cloth in Philippi, a high-margin luxury product. She used her business success to fund the early church, host apostles, and build the first European Christian community. Her profit had a purpose. What about yours? You know who built the world's first hospitals? Missionaries. The first universities? Mission-driven institutions. The first orphanages? People whose businesses and beliefs were one and the same thing. Right now, you're standing at a door. One path leads to more revenue, more features, more growth. The other leads to meaning. The extraordinary truth is, you don't have to choose one, but you do have to choose. Not choosing is itself a choice. And every day you run a purpose-empty business, you are leaving your most powerful asset on the table, your why. Beyond that door is a version of your business you haven't built yet. One where customers become advocates, where staff become believers, where revenue becomes fuel, not finish line. Every great business started as a seed of mission. It may not have looked important in the beginning. Sieges harelido. But what matters is what it's rooted in and what it's reaching toward. When your team understands your why, not just their salary, they become missionaries too. They wake up different. They serve different. They build different. Mission is contagious. The most successful businesses in the next decade won't just track revenue and profit. They'll track lives changed, communities served, and problems solved. Both columns matter. Both columns grow together. So here is your homework. And I say this with full seriousness. Write your mission, not a slogan, a covenant. What does your business owe the world? Write it down. Sign it. Mean it. When you build for mission, you get altitude. You stop reacting to every market shift and start responding from a place of clarity. Mission gives you a mountaintop view, even when the valley is difficult. A business rooted in mission doesn't just serve customers. It blesses communities. It shapes culture. It leaves something behind that money alone can never buy: a living, breathing legacy. 3 types of businesses exist in the world right now: the ones chasing coins, the ones chasing applause, and the ones carrying a flame. Only the flame lasts through the night. The missionary listens before speaking, serves before selling, understands before offering. What if your next sales strategy was simply to genuinely care what your customer is going through? Your business could be transformed, not by a new marketing agency or a viral campaign, but by a root change. When the soil changes, everything above it changes. Mission is the deepest soil. When the market shifts, and it will, your compass won't be quarterly earnings. It will be your purpose. And purpose, unlike profit, never becomes obsolete. Someone is watching how you build. Your employees, your children, your community. What business model are you passing on to the next generation? Extraction or example? You don't have forever, and neither does your business. Every day without a mission is a day of potential squandered. But today, right now, you can change the direction of everything. When it's all over, when the business is done, the accounts are closed, the final meeting is held, what will be left? Not your profit margin, your impact, your people, your mission fulfilled. This is your moment. Not next quarter, not after funding. Now, rise up from the grave of profit-only thinking and walk into the sunrise of the business with a reason to exist. The torch has been carried by the tent makers, the Quaker merchants, the missionaries, and the Josephs, and the Lydias of history. Now it is in your hands. What will you do with it? Pick up your pen. Open your journal. Write, "My business exists to." Don't rush it. Don't copy it from a template. Let it come from something true. That sentence might be the most important thing you ever write. This is who you can become. Not a businessman who happened to have values, but a missionary who happened to be brilliant at business. The world doesn't need more profit. It needs more of you, fully alive and fully purposeful. Your business is your mission. Start today. If this opens something in you, share it, subscribe, and come back. Because on this channel, we don't just build businesses. We build legacies. See you in the next one.